22F, 32M, are his terms reasonable? My 22F fiancé, 32M, and I met a few months after I turned 20. It didn't take me long to fall for him, but when I did, I fell hard. He was the only guy who truly respected my decision to save myself until marriage. I had been in 2 relationships before my fiancé, but they both ended quickly when it became obvious they wouldn't respect my decision. I naively thought they would share the same stance because we met in church. A few weeks after we started dating, he told me that if we get married, he wants me to be a housewife. I was completely on board with that. Over the last few years, I realized that I wanted that too, but I wasn't confident I would find a man that would allow that due to the cost of living. A couple of days ago he brought me a prenup and told me to discuss it with my parents. We all thought it was more than reasonable. I also talked to a close friend about it, and she thinks I should ask for more considering his net worth is in the high 8 figures, but I disagree. In a week, we will go speak with our lawyers. He will be retaining one for me. I guess my reason for posting this is to ask if these terms are reasonable. As I mentioned before, my parents and I think it's reasonable, but it wouldn't hurt to have other opinions. I'll summarize the prenup below. All property acquired before marriage and any appreciation will remain separate property. All joint property will be liquidated and split. He plans to buy a townhouse in the city after we are married. Plus potential vacation homes in the future. Waive the right to temporary alimony. $500,000 if the marriage ends before 2 years, plus an additional $250,000 for every year thereafter for up to 15 years. $250,000 for every child. Also after we are married, he will transfer a portion of his stock portfolio to me, $1 million worth. It will be managed by an investment manager. Get your own lawyer. Whatever you do, get your own lawyer. Are you marrying Christian Grey? Why are you asking us? As a family law attorney. This guy is way too old for you. Unfortunate you'll think you're the exception until it's too late. Please look out for yourself. I, 37F, rejected my husband, 41M, of 15 years for the first time. About 2 years ago we moved over 1,000 miles from where we lived our entire relationship to be closer to his family. We purchased our first home, after always being renters. Once we moved our sex life went from 3-6x week to a big fat 0. I assumed it was just the move. Buying a home was stressful. He was busy with seeing family and his new job. I figured it would blow over. Fast forward 2 years, and we've literally had sex probably 10 times. The longest stretch most recently of 5 months. When we have had sex it's been very meh, no passion, no fun, just very cut and dry. Anytime either of us wanted sex in the past, both were very willing to join. The past 5 months I have tried several times to engage and he rejects me. I am not into guilting or pestering, so eventually I gave up. I have tried several times to talk to him about this and he says he's gotten too fat. He's maybe 20–30 pounds heavier than he was previously, definitely not super overweight. He did start taking blood pressure medication. Then I brought it up and said it really makes me feel unwanted and he says, all you care about is sex, there's other ways to show affection than sex. Yet, we rarely kiss anymore, we side hug like you would your mom. This morning he actually started cuddling me, rubbed my side and butt, etc. Typically I'd be all over this, instead I just got up out of bed and started my typical morning routine. I had zero desire to have meaningless boring sex. I want to improve our relationship, not just the sex. That was the first thing to go and the rest is slowly following. Definitely just roommates at this point. How can I improve this? I am 100% attracted to him, I love him, but tired of feeling like I am overly sexual, or unreasonable for expecting sex to be a part of a healthy marriage. P.S. I am 1,000,000% sure he isn't cheating. I know that's the first thing everyone goes to. Start with couples therapy. Also have your husband speak to his doctor about his reduced sex drive. There may be a medical reason to it. A sex-positive couples counselor. The lack of sex is a symptom of bigger issues. So you tell him your concerns. He finally tried to initiate and you reject him. I understand where you are coming from, however you are a team. No one wins if one of you loses. Have him get his testosterone levels checked. Weight gain and loss of libido is the 2 most common signs of low T. Getting up and rejecting him is the opposite of helping the relationship. My girlfriend 25F told me 24M that she lowered her standards to be with me. Been together for 4 months. So last night my girlfriend and I were on a Snapchat call, which we usually do on the nights we're not together. We like to go through the weird filters and have a laugh. We was having a good time when she comes across a "why you're still single" filter. It said she had high standards and the conversation went as follows. GF. Yep, sounds about right. Me. Ha, glad I qualify then. GF. Not really, just means lowered my standards. Me. Oh thanks, that's nice. My girlfriend just laughs and tries to change the subject, but after a moment goes back on it. GF. I'm joking, don't worry. Me. No. Don't backtrack, you've said it. GF. Well, I just have ridiculous standards in general, like ideally we could go on holiday whenever we want. I wouldn't have to work and all that. This did not feel like playful banter. More like weirdly insensitive, demeaning and cold. It also made me feel like I'm not her first choice. I understand we're not in the position to live our best life together yet, as we're both working hard, but we take day trips out and travel to places often. We even have a trip to London planned soon. This isn't the first time she said a little something that made me feel this way, but I've brushed them off after confronting her about it. It honestly ruined the rest of the call, and I couldn't shake how it annoyed me, which she picked up on. She kept telling me she loves me and I love her too, but I haven't been able to shake this sinking feeling of dread all day that I may need to end this relationship because I'm not truly what she wants or doesn't have respect for me. What are your thoughts? Am I jumping to conclusions or what? I'd appreciate any perspective. If any more context is needed, I'll give it in comments. Usually people take longer than 4 months to drop the mask. It's too early for her to not be head over heels for you in the honeymoon phase of the relationship. I think you know exactly what this means. Run. I met my late husband when I was 50. I was fat and maybe cute on my best day, still fat, and since he died in 2020, not remotely cute anymore. His ex-wife, on the other hand, was stunning. Tall, slender, and when she was a younger woman, she bore a striking resemblance to Sharon Tate. And yet, as far as he was concerned, he traded up with me. Always looked at me as though I was the most beautiful woman in the world. And I was equally besotted with him. Everyone deserves to be loved like that. Oh, you have a classic, man should take care of a woman, case on your hands. She lowered her standards simply means she couldn't find a man who wants to blow his money on her. While she gets to play local princess socialite. Clownface. Run from this GF. You will are a holding place until a richer one shows up. They not in love with you if they settled for less. God, I hate people. F24. Feel like my best friend and her boyfriend, F32, M32, are trying to prey on me. My best friend, F32, and I, F24, have been friends for about 7 years. We live in different states and we take turns visiting each other multiple times a year. So I'm currently visiting her and staying at her house. Last night my best friend and her new boyfriend, M32, propositioned me to have a threesome with them. I started laughing because I thought they were kidding. Once I realized it wasn't a joke, I said absolutely not. I don't fuck my friends. I was honestly pissed she would even ask me such a thing. Her boyfriend then made the comment of, "We could just hold you down and do it anyway," and they both laughed like it was a normal thing to say. I went to the guest room, locked the door and went to sleep. This morning I tried to forget last night ever happened and remained cordial towards her boyfriend until he said, "Tonight we're all getting drunk. I wanna fuck you." I honestly feel like I'm being preyed on. I am here until next Monday. She's never been like this before and it's honestly scaring me. What can I say to my friend about this to let her know I am serious and don't want to? How can I get them to stop pressuring me? Too long did not read. Best friend and her boyfriend are pressuring me for sex. Edit. Thank you all that provided positive comments, to help me sort this situation out. I appreciate it. I am no longer at my friend's home. I am staying at a hotel, but I will remain in NV for the duration of my trip. Edit 2. I spoke to my friend and she agreed to meet me at my hotel without her boyfriend being there, to discuss what happened. It's clear I don't want to lose this friendship, she doesn't either. We are trying to figure it out. Leave. Your friend's place is not a safe space. Red heart, red heart. Leave. Either you are going to be assaulted or your drink will be spiked. Please cut your visit short. This is not a safe situation for you to be in. It's absolutely inexcusable. She's not your friend, not anymore. Please leave. This seems like an extremely dangerous situation. Please call a loved one and ask for help. If you're having trouble finding a way to leave immediately. Please update when you're safe. Folded hands, folded hands. She's probably always wanted to prey on you. Get out of there ASAP.